How's it going, everyone? College Lefty, and in this video I have for you guys the 99 overall Signature Series Lou Gehrig debut. I did pick him up for about 94,000 stubs. He will be batting in the 3 spot for this video. We have Gwynn, Mays, Gehrig, Hornsby, Brett, Alomar, Ricky Henderson, Pudge, and Adam Wainwright on the mound. This opponent has Charlie Morton on the hill, so that's someone that I don't really see very often, but definitely a good opponent. He was in the DS division already, so above a 700 rating. I got off to kind of a slow start in this ranked seasons. I lost a couple of games early on, dropped down to the 500 range. Now I am back into the wild card division at around 670. But here's Lou Gehrig's debut at bat, and he smacks that one out to right field. I really thought that one had a chance to go out, but unfortunate, Tony Gwynn is able to make the play. But Willie Mays does move up to third base after starting that game off with a double. Now we have 2 down with Rogers Hornsby looking to cash in this run. We are playing this game at Ship It at around 4 p.m. in the afternoon. So there's some shadows out there in center field. This opponent was the home team, so he went ahead and selected that time and this place, which is all good. It just take me a little bit of getting used to throughout the first inning or so. Had a tough time picking up the ball right out of Charlie Morton's hand, but anyway, this opponent is starting off a 2-out rally. He was able to get a base knock with Gwynn. I was able to get out of it. Later on in the second inning, a hard hit ball from Roberto Alomar. I squared that one up perfectly, but definitely right to the second baseman there. We have Pudge Rodriguez up. I sat on that one, a slurve or a slider low in the zone, a knuckle curve. I'm not really even sure what Charlie Morton has. I know he has a nice breaking ball in real life, though. He also has that splitter as well, definitely an effective pitch. Recently went diamond, so this is the first time I've honestly faced him in ranked seasons. This opponent had the all-star version of Joey Gallo, and he did some damage right there. Sat on a pitch up above the zone and smacked it. It was off the plate, but nonetheless he did the job. And later on in the inning, he got a base knock with Kenny Lofton the other way. That allowed Gallo to get to third, and right there he is going to go ahead and score that run. So an early 1-0 lead for this opponent. He's doing a hit and run with the pitcher, and Roberto Alomar is just standing on second base. I have no idea what he was doing. I tried to switch to him by pressing L2, and it did not quite work. It gave me the shortstop in Hornsby, but anyway, the opponent got a base knock with the pitcher, was able to cash in another run, making it a 2-run game. I got out of that inning and then started this inning off with a base hit from my pitcher. Definitely a solid way to continue on the inning. A little bit later on, I was able to get a fielder's choice with Willie Mays. Lou Gehrig in his second at-bat is ripping that one into the gap. That's going to be an extra base hit, an RBI double for Lou Gehrig in his debut. I really enjoyed that card's swing, and I definitely think that he will be my best hitter in the 3 spot. He's not leaving the lineup. After 2 hard hit balls, one the other way into the gap in the first one that I thought I hit for a home run initially, but did hang up in the air long enough for Gwynn to track it down. But Tony Gwynn started the next inning off with a double. Adam Wainwright's not having the best outing in this one so far. He has his confidence down significantly. I mean, he gave up a couple runs early on in the game. The opponent was able to get a few base hits in a row. I mean, he has 7 hits already. I definitely could have had a couple more hits to this point. Had a few lineouts early on in this game, but I wasn't really putting the bat on the ball consistently. Here we have a nice opportunity to take the lead, potentially tie the game up, and lined out right to Frank Thomas. He's like a cat over there, and didn't even have to move. Just makes the play, and that was my pinch hitter for my pitcher. I went ahead and took out Adam Wainwright in that situation. In Lou Gehrig's third at-bat, lined out once again, hit the ball extremely hard, and that's all I'm looking for out of Lou Gehrig. I mean, lineouts are something that's involved with this game. It's going to happen a lot. You just want guys that you're going to consistently hit the ball hard with and square the ball up, and that's really the best results that you're looking for and the best way for you to win games. This opponent was definitely aggressive. Anytime he got on base with some speed, he was trying to steal. I mean, earlier in the game, he stole with Jason Kendall, who was his catcher. There he stole with Tony Gwynn and did kind of a hit and run. It definitely worked out for him because I would have had a double play ball, but he definitely gets the job done. I walked Joey Gallo unintentionally, but I wanted to pitch around him just because he hit that double earlier in the game, and it didn't really work out for me. I mean, Roberto Alomar hit a triple anyway and cleared the bases, but Kenny Lofton's also cashing in Roberto Alomar. This opponent goes up 5-1, but no lead is safe on All-Star. I'm trying to make some type of a comeback. Later on here in the 6th inning, we have Rogers Hornsby starting this one off, and that's going to be important. I mean, as this pitcher gets later in this game, I know that he's going to go to his bullpen. I need to start stringing together some base hits, kind of chip away at this deficit. George Brett's going to launch one to the right side. I don't really know what happened with Tony Gwynn out there. He misses the ball completely, and then he picks it up where it wasn't even located on my screen. I know that that's just kind of a syntax error glitch in the game a little bit, but nonetheless, I was able to cash in a run because of it. I advanced the runners. Roberto Alomar is cashing him in, and that moves up George Brett to third base. So we have Ricky Henderson up. He's also going to flare one into right field. I recently switched out Ichiro Suzuki, put in Ricky Henderson just because I added Lou Gehrig, who is a lefty. I wanted to kind of replace the lefty that I had with Ichiro with the righty in the outfield to still keep the balanced lineup going. But Frank Thomas off the bench in his pinch hit at bat hits one to shortstop. I chased that pitch low in the zone. I had an opportunity to take the lead. But Tony Gwynn is clutching up and putting the team on his back, driving that run in from third base, and that's going to allow him to get to second as well. I really want another opportunity for Lou Gehrig to come up in this inning. We have Willie Mays up, and he's going to slap that one into the outfield. That's also going to get down, and Willie Mays is going to get into second base. That brings up Lou Gehrig facing a lefty. He brought in Aroldis Chapman for this situation. He went ahead and went to his bullpen, but I was able to take the lead, and Lou Gehrig's going to square that one up. A fastball over the middle of the plate, lefty on lefty, and Lou Gehrig, he can hit lefties very well. He's probably the best hitter in the game, in my opinion. With that glitchy swing, him being a left-handed hitter, I just think that he's going to be the best card for me and perform extremely well. So I'm looking forward to continuing to use this card. He's already hit the ball hard in every single at-bat. George Brett is now moved down in the lineup, and that's going to allow one of my other better hitters to have some more production in an RBI spot in the 5-hole with some protection as well, with Rogers Hornsby and Alomar behind him. I think that that's a really good combination for the batting lineup. But I was able to bat around in this inning. I scored 8 runs, and unfortunately there I lined out with Alomar. I was a little bit late on that swing. So it's not surprising that I didn't get rewarded on that hit, but that inning I was able to get the rally going and keep it going. I mean, with 2 outs, I got back-to-back outs in that last inning, and then I was still able to get a 2-out rally. So that's huge because this opponent responds. Home run from Travis Hafner. I'm trying to throw anybody I can on the mound at this point. I mean, this guy was definitely hitting. This is a back-and-forth game, and luckily I was just able to explode in that one inning and score a bunch of runs because the way this game seemed to be going is, I mean, we were both hitting the baseball, hitting the ball hard, a lot of base hits, but I just felt like I wasn't getting rewarded earlier on in the game. I also know that this opponent had some line drives that were outs, but for the most part, a lot of his base hits were falling in, finding some grass out there. This one, I don't know how that wasn't sent out for a home run with Ricky Henderson. I squared that one up perfectly, good squared up, right off the barrel of the bat. 94 exit velocity on a 94 pitch. And this inning, just something was going on in this inning. I squared that one up with Ivan Rodriguez. I also even squared one up with Trevor Hoffman right after and lined out to shortstop, but I didn't really want to include that in the video. I just figured I would mention it because I wanted to keep as much action as possible. I mean, this opponent had a chance to come back in this game, tie the game up. Joey Gallo is able to fly out to center field. I kept him off the board, which is pretty crazy because this dude was hitting everything. I mean, anything thrown in the zone, he was putting the barrel of the bat on it. Definitely a good opponent, and I'm surprised that he had Charlie Morton on the mound, but at the same time, I mean, any pitchers in this game can get rocked, so I understand if you're going with more of a budget pitching staff. I was doing that earlier on in the season as well. But it's got to be tough to pitch against all these Signature Series cards with a live series card like that. Anyway, Jason Kendall does rip an infield base hit. Rogers Hornsby is unable to throw him out. But I'm looking to get that run right back. It's a 9-8 ball game. Getting later in this one, I'm trying to put the pressure on the opponent. I have Lou Gehrig coming up next, and I probably shouldn't have tried to push it here with Willie Mays. He gets thrown out at third base, and as I was running to third, I realized, what am I doing? Why am I even doing that? Because this same exact hit result right there with Lou Gehrig probably would have been a base knock and scored the run. Because Lou Gehrig has the 125 clutch or an attribute near there, I think that they hit better with runners in scoring position. That ball probably gets down and scores an extra run. But George Brett is a beast. He's going to pick the team up with a solo shot of his own. And now he might have just solidified himself as player of the game because he is like 4 for 5. Lou Gehrig was 2 for 5 in this one. Definitely a solid hitter, and they both were the player of the games, in my opinion, in this one. But Pablo Sanchez smacking that one to center field. And, of course, the only way for those guys to be the player of the game is if we get the dub. And Roberto Alomar is going to line out to right field. That one definitely could have been sent out for a home run. We move up to 706. That opponent was very good. He moves down to 694. And 20 hits to 15 hits, 11 runs scored to 8. What a crazy game in general. That's All-Star for you. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm College Lefty. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the Lou Gehrig debut, and peace out.